In this video, I just want to talk briefly about who I am as the instructor for the course, the ACT course, and give a little bit of my background, how I got into teaching ACT material, and then we'll go from there. I do have a special video in the course for the students as well, a special introduction where I go over my academic history back to elementary a little bit, I think elementary, high school. But in this video, I'm just briefly discussing how did this course come to be and how could it be beneficial to students who sign up. So as I said, my name is Amos Tarfa, and I will be sharing about my history with teaching students the ACT material, how I started the course, and so on. I taught high school math, science, history back at Lakeview Christian Academy in 2011. And that was after I graduated with my degree in chemistry and philosophy. Philosophy was a minor. The reason why I decided to teach at that time was partly because I wanted to inspire and encourage young people especially. And instead of going on to do my PhD in biochemistry in 2010, I actually, or 2011, sorry, I actually decided to teach science and math when the opportunity presented itself. So I did that starting in 2011. And during that year, I realized that there was a need for ACT preparation material. I had some students who were preparing for the exam. They were athletes. And it just started out of this Friday study hall they would have, and they would come over to my classroom. And I started talking about the ACT. I started talking about, just strategies. We'll do some practice problems and so on. So in 2012, I decided to offer it as a course to the students at the school. So again, during my time teaching, I realized the importance of preparing students for the ACT. So I created a course which was offered, and had about 10 students or so sign up. We started with strategies or just practice problems. We talked about, career stuff once in a while, life, and it was a very wonderful time of just discussing different things that will help them when they go to college. So that was the beginning of the ACT course. So 2012, now fast forward to 2013. So I taught for 2011-2012 and 2012-2013 school year. And in 2013, in the summer, I decided to actually transition out of teaching full-time, and I started tutoring and also writing math programs or trying to put together math tools to help students at various schools. I did this for high schools. I also did this for community college. And the idea was, how can we make math more accessible to people? How can we get people to enjoy doing math? And that book that I wrote is available, and it's on my website. You can download it and look through it to see. It's called Tools for Mastering Mathematics. The principles in that book will help anybody to excel on the math portion of the ACT, which can, and some of it would actually translate and help also with the science in certain aspects of understanding how numbers work. But this was 2013. I tutored quite a few students then, and it just started growing from year to year. And before, in 2015, 2016, I had an opportunity to teach an ACT class in the Twin Cities area in St. Paul, and I was able to work with several students. And they were all first-generation college. They were the people we say first-generation college students. They were going to be first-generation college students, and I was excited to provide them with the tools to succeed in taking the ACT and preparing for college as a whole. So please remember, you can find that book, Tools for Mastering Mathematics, on the website as well. My book takes students who might not be good at mathematics and shows them how to master concepts which will help them on the ACT math section. I have worked with hundreds of students on the ACT and also in math tutoring, including students from the northern part of Minnesota and Wisconsin, in various schools, private and public. I've also taught some of the ACT courses, as I said, in St. Paul and also in Superior, Wisconsin. My goal is to give every student the opportunity to score 36. So I give you all the tools, all that you would need. And if you apply yourself, if the students will apply themselves, then their score will move up. Now, 36 is a great score to have, but only about 0.02%, something like 0.002 or something very low, okay? Less than 1% of students actually score 36. 36 is great, but anything 30 and above is wonderful. Again, the average is probably closer to 22, 23, depending on what state you're in. But I would say that if we can get students at least to enjoy taking the exam, enjoy the process more, and then hopefully shoot for the 30s, that would be great. And so I give them tools using things like the official ACT guide as their practice book, and then the ACT 36 book from Barron's as their strategy book, because you want to have a practice book and a strategy book. The strategy books will help you review what methods you're using and why you might be scoring where you're at, right? And so we provide coaching through our webinars. So when students sign up for the course, they get access to Saturday webinars where they call in, they log into our video call, and we answer questions, we discuss strategies. And so those are some things for students to keep in mind. For the English and reading, we recommend Erica Meltzer's books. She's done very good work with ACT and SAT preparation in English and reading and grammar. So those are the materials that we recommend. And then there's books. There's a book also for the science that I recommend that I've found to be helpful. Michael Chero's book for the science. So with all these tools put together, we can give students the best, best tools out there to do the best that they can. I recorded some videos along with some other tutors who have worked in our group before. We have videos for every single strand of material. So for example, polynomials, we have a video for that. Radicals, we have a video for that. So every single strand of the ACT math is available to students. And so that is part of the course. That's, students get access to videos on every single topic. So even if they don't remember when they learn the topic, they can simply log in and use the videos that we've prepared for them. Let's see. So students do not need to purchase all the books that I've talked about. I'm just going to reference them from time to time. I provide students with strategies for the writing section as well. We know that that's not a part of the 36 score, but that is something I just talk about briefly. Students can choose not to take the writing because, of course, it's optional. So part of the course, what makes it unique is that I also give them strategies for thinking about selecting a major as they prepare for college. If you're going to college, what are some majors that you're thinking about, right? And I show through different stories and examples how people have come to choose the majors that they have. So those are some things to keep in mind. During my college days, I just want to mention this briefly. I was a math tutor and I worked with students from various backgrounds, and it was interesting to see, how students perceive mathematics and how we can play a role in helping them to change that mindset. One of the key things in helping our students perform with get a high score, is that we recommend the principle of deliberate practice. This principle is discussed by Anders Ericsson in his book called Peak. And what is deliberate practice? The idea is you take a test, you see where you're at, right? You do your corrections. Why did you get number 5 wrong? Why did you get number 6 wrong? Why did you get number 10 wrong? So you figure out what you did wrong, you review the concept, and then you try again. Now, as you focus in on the areas where you might not be as strong at the moment, you will learn and fix those areas, and you get stronger overall. So you're focusing in on areas that you need to practice more. Deliberate practice, focused practice. These are tools that will help students to score very high. Not just on the ACT, but just in their academic work, as they take an approach that focuses on where am I weak and where do I need to add more effort and more time. These are things that will be good for the student. We start out the practice, the ACT prep course with a baseline test right away, just to get an idea of where students are at. And then we can give them some recommendations. If they have questions, concerns, we can answer those as well. So I hope this gives you some background as far as where I've come from, from being a school teacher to where I am now. I'm the director of the Learning Institute for Excellence, which is the tutoring company we started. And so that's the background as far as that. Before that, again, my degree was in chemistry and a minor in philosophy, but I was pre-med, so I also took courses in biology. I took courses in Calculus 1, Calculus 2. So, and then I've always loved reading, writing. I've written several books and articles and papers and different things. And so I love writing. I love English. And then, of course, my background is math and science. My master's is in medical physics, which is more focused in what I do as a consultant to hospitals. So the medical physics and medical health physics, some of that science reasoning helps in bringing tools to students with the science ACT portion. I have as I said, the bachelor's, the master's, and then training in several programs for tutoring and for helping students become the best that they can be. In my free time, I enjoy reading, I enjoy writing, enjoy spending time with my family. My wife and I are blessed with 6 kids. And so those are just some things about who I am. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out Just wanted to make a quick video discussing the ACT prep course and my background and credentials. Again, if you have any other questions, let me know. We've seen students add points from individual sections. We've seen students add up to 10 points. As a whole, I've seen students add up 3, 4, 5, 6 points. It really depends, again, on how much practice are they putting in, and there's several things they have to do. We do our part, and we hope that they do theirs as well. It would be wonderful if I get the opportunity to at least maybe give a brief presentation on how to study for the ACT to the 11th graders at your school, if that is an option. I enjoy sharing with students strategies and stories about math history and helping students see, not just math history, science history, just history of how did we come up with some of these concepts we teach, and that might inspire the student to see how they can flourish as well, because they also have gifts and tools that they should bring out and allow the world to see. So thank you for your time, and I look forward to speaking with you. Have a wonderful day.